Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing and talking a little bit about the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. I decided to get the 128 gigabytes because I thought, why would I need any more with iCloud? And to be honest, I've been using it for about 3 months now, and this is how it's going so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about basically all of the features, so you can actually just skip through and use the timestamps. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because I will also be reviewing the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. So if you're interested in these types of things, please give this video a like and subscribe. Now, reviews for this iPad Pro are quite mixed. Some people love it, other people hate it. Personally, what I found is it is quite expensive and comes in 2 sizes. It comes in the 12.9 inch and the 11 inch. Now, the 11 inch doesn't have the XDR with the display, which means that the 11 inch it's not as bright, and you will notice a difference, because I remember in the store I noticed a big difference between the quality of the screen between the 12.9 and the 11 inch. Now, another thing that you will notice is you do need something that actually can hold the iPad up, especially when you're out. You will find that you need something to lean it on. And if you do need it for typing and things like that, you're going to also need a keyboard. This stuff does get quite expensive. Personally, I didn't buy the actual case for the iPad. I just bought a cheaper one from Amazon. But I did buy this. And I love this. This is actually a holder, and it extends quite high. And the reason I like this is because I don't like looking down at my laptop all day, or the iPad. It's not good for the neck. So I do prefer something like this. I also did get a mouse for it. Now, you can buy this or from the Apple website, from their official website, but you can also, I guess, shop around for things that are a lot better. Now, I also got the smart keyboard with the numbers on the side. Now, you can get the actual case for the iPad Pro, but it was so expensive. I think it was like almost $500, so I did go for the cheaper alternative. So what I've noticed is my setup, I have to have a MacBook near me, because unfortunately the OS, so the apps, they are very restricted. So you can't actually access everything. And if you're a creator and you require, the advanced settings in certain apps, you're not really, it's quite restricted. Other than that, I'm going to be discussing everything in a second, so please keep watching all the way to the end and subscribe if you haven't done so. Let's go through the iPad Pro, and we can actually compare it straight from the Apple website. We can compare the 12.9 inch and the 11 inch of the iPad Pro. The reason I decided to buy the 12.9 inch was because of the actual display. I remember being in the store and the display was just so much better on the 12.9 compared to the 11 inch. You can see it comes in 2 colors, and you can actually get the Wi-Fi and the cellular, so it comes with like a SIM card. It is about $200 more expensive. So basically this is the price of the iPad Pro 12.9, and this is the price of the 11 inch. So I'll move myself here. Yeah, so that's, I guess, the difference. It's about a $300 difference, and you can also get it with a SIM card, as you guys can see. It is a little bit, I think it's like $200, yeah, $200 more. So yes, the difference is, it was quite significant. I remember, I'm very stingy, so if I were to have noticed a difference, there would have been a difference. Otherwise, I would have gone and got the cheaper one. But I did notice that difference. Now, they both actually go up to 2 terabytes, which is incredible. I don't see why you would need this much though. I mean, with iCloud, I don't understand. Okay, so the camera is quite good. It's 12 MP, and it's also got the 10 MP ultra wide. Now, I do have a little bit of a problem with the camera, and I'll talk to you about that soon. So one of the problems I had was actually with the camera. So I don't know why, but when you actually turn the iPad landscape mode, so instead of it being like this, you're turning it like that. The camera is here. What actually happens is around the edges, you'll notice a bit of distortion, which isn't really a problem. It does actually have a distortion corrector. Maybe it even needs two cameras, maybe one on the top and actually one in the middle when you're turned at landscape mode. Now, the accessories. This is another thing that I just don't understand the price. Basically, if you do want to turn it into a laptop, you do need other things. And to be completely honest, I found personally your arms get quite fatigued, they get tired, and yeah, you need a keyboard. I actually have the smart keyboard, which I will make a video about that as well. So it also contains the USB-C, so you can actually transfer files a lot quicker. You do need the Apple Pen if you want it for drawing and things like that. I personally did not get it. It is a little bit thicker than the previous model because actually this has a better battery in it, and they needed to make it a little bit thicker just for the battery. The 11-inch. I don't understand why they couldn't just include that in the 11-inch. I don't know. These are the RAM. So it comes in 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabyte RAM. I got the 16 gigabyte one. The battery is actually quite good. It does last for about 10 hours. Now, the camera it has something called, so the front camera, it's got something called center stage, so it follows you around. I'll show you guys what I mean. So if I turn here, I'll show you. So do you see what I mean? It kind of just like follows you around, which is really cool. So if you're like cleaning the house or something like that, and you're on FaceTime, it will just follow you around, which is really good. I actually record a lot of my YouTube videos through the front camera. Audio is incredible as well. The microphone's very good. I'm currently using, I don't know why, but I'm currently using this Snowball Ice one, only because I do like how clear it is. I will link everything down in the description below. So it does contain the M1 chip, as you guys. The iPad OS is very restricted, so you'll notice that many apps unfortunately you'll notice it's just not really, not everything is there. It's lacking in that sense. Also, a lot of the other apps also are quite restricted, especially things like YouTube Studio. You can't really see the analytics great. You can't see just those little details. That's why sometimes I do have to switch to my MacBook, which is, a little bit annoying. I feel like for the price, they could have at least improved the OS side of things, the accessories. So if you do want to actually turn it into MacBook, you will need the keyboard. I do personally recommend the keyboard even if you don't want to turn it into a laptop. As I said, your hands get very tired. So let's have a look at the keyboard. Now I bought, where is the one? So I bought this one. Now you can actually get the one that is for it. You'll notice another thing as well is you do need something to hold it up. A lot of the times, if you don't actually have a case that holds it up, you'll also notice that you're going to have to lean it on something, especially if you're out and about and carrying your iPad. So these are the prices. It's very expensive. What you end up actually paying is, almost the same price, if not more, than the new MacBook Air. So it doesn't really make sense to me because you do need a mouse. You need, if you want, you don't need it. You can see the prices. It's $350 for keyboard and a holder. You can see it's actually really, really good. I personally bought a different type of holder, which I will show you in a second. It was definitely a lot cheaper than this whole situation. I did not end up paying this much at all. Another thing is if you want the pen, you also need, if you want, you can also get a mouse. I will be linking everything at better prices that I found on Amazon or other websites. So please check the description for all the links. I will try to get the best prices. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, because I will also be reviewing the new MacBook Air and Pro. So what's going on here? Now the pen actually costs, so you do need the you can actually use the first generation, but they do recommend you get the second generation, and it's $129 US. So you can see how much you end up paying, you know, with either the holder, the keyboard, the mouse, and the pen. So it does get a little bit expensive, and I don't actually understand it, because if you have a look at new MacBooks, these are the newest ones, you can see that the MacBook actually has already obviously a keyboard. It does start off with this price, so $1,199, and it has the M2 chip. So yeah, I don't understand what the new iPad is for. I like how mobile it is. I like how flexible it is. I like how fast and how clear it's beautiful, basically. Aesthetically, it is very pleasant to look at. It's very pleasant to use. It sometimes does glitch a little bit with certain apps like Word. I notice, especially with the split screen. Another thing you guys can actually do is you can actually split the screen. So say I wanted to do something like this, and you can actually use both. So you can, you know, this sort of situation. This could probably be good for games, I think. But I feel like this iPad was just, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense because you can get cheaper options that do the same thing, or you can get something a lot better like the new MacBook for probably a cheaper price than this if you want to include everything. I think this will be great for artists or people that require maybe sketching and things like that. Another thing that I really liked doing is you can create images and memes and things very quickly and very easily. It's definitely designed for artists. Really good for work. I definitely love this for work. However, I personally need a MacBook with it as well. I can't just have the iPad Pro on its own. It just does not fulfill what I need it to fulfill. However, if you don't really need the extra stuff, then I guess it doesn't really matter. You can, I guess, use whatever you like. Can you get something a lot cheaper? Absolutely. Now, using the keyboard like this, and it was a nightmare, and then I figured out you can actually zoom in and make it a lot larger. So that was what's going on there. The camera is great. The volume is really loud. It's very good. If there's anything else you would like me to compare, things you would like me to review, or maybe you want me to talk a little bit more about the iPad Pro, please let me know in the comments.